morning, everybody. Welcome to City Life. I'm Linda Bown. I'm going to be your host. Corey Belanger will be along, Councilor, and we can talk about the festival and what's going on with Lowell and the potential of getting a grant from the UN. You might want to take hot coffee with you this morning. Oh, a little chilly out there. 60s, which seems chilly. Would probably die for anything like that in the winter, but it is a little crisp, so I'm enjoying my hot coffee. So it's a big weekend this weekend.
Good day to open your windows.
Yes. Oh, perfect.
All night long, had my windows open. It was lovely.
And then it's going to Thursday and Friday is supposed to get very muggy, hot, very steamy. It will be nice and hot for the festival.
It's going to be like low 80s on Saturday and Sunday. So.
Oh, that's not bad.
No, not bad at all. Perfect for walking around downtown.
Friday, I guess, is going to be the hot day.
Yeah.
That's that. I go Camp Grammy with the kids, so
well,
I don't think it's a good day to go to Stoneham Zoo.
It's still pretty far away Friday, and we don't pay the weather forecasters on performance.
That's right.
They're paid for entertainment.
Well, in your next life, become one, because the next day we don't remember anyway. So it just, then, they have a pretty good chance of being right, but it doesn't matter most of the time.
It's infotainment.
Yes, along with everything else.
So, are you going to go to the festival?
Oh, yeah. Vi has a one-man show.
Oh,
Saturday and Sunday.
Same spot?
In the garden. He's got a lot of different things this year. And plus he's got a space inside in the gallery now.
Permanently?
Yeah, he's been selling.
Good.
And he's doing well.
He's going to be tickle pink.
He is. I'm enjoying watching his art evolve from even just a year ago, where it's at and the painting he's doing.
Does he still take up most of the house?
Oh, yeah. And even outside now, because it's nice out, so he paints outside. But
okay,
I get amused every so often because the cat walks through his stuff, and that causes a bit of chaos every so often.
I'm going to check the sun while we're talking here to see if there's any catastrophe that we should be talking about.
I know. Was there a meeting last night?
Yes, there was, but
summer schedule anyway.
By the time I realized the meeting was on, NCIS was on, so sorry.
I would think that they're
no meeting
about the festival. I mean, it's always a big thing in Lowell. It's a shot in the arm for the city. It's unfortunate that the people from the UN didn't come this weekend to see. And it'd be nice for them to see the festival in action, but
I know that the city council thinks that this is going to be like a big thing, but I don't see much coming out of the UN thing. They give it a lot of respect, and that's nice. But I don't see a lot of hoopla coming out of it.
Well, I hope that they get the low-interest loans and they can get some
so
decent
the only
builders.
problem with a low-interest loan is we have to pay it back. City already owes like, I'm going to guess by the time the high school's done, it's going to be over $100 million over budget.
Oh, I don't think it's going to be for the city. I think that it's going to be for other, for buildings to retrofit, developers to retrofit.
Well, the downtown Lowell buildings, if they could put elevators in them, fantastic.
Yeah.
That's what they need. They need the elevators. And because the city's already given up on parking. Now, you don't need to park.
I know.
Silly people. There's no place to park in Lowell.
Well, it is sort of what do you do with that second and third floor?
Well, I'm going to ask Corey when he comes. Is there any mindset to change the parking in Lowell? Requiring parking, you got to have 2 spaces per unit that you sell, that you build. Because I look at the planning board meetings, and they're passing stuff like it's going out of style. We don't have parking. That's okay. Build it. And it's all about revenue for the city. More tax revenue.
Well, it's because they've given up so much to the university.
Well, you see, they're not going to say anything to the university because that's where the good jobs are. So you got to be nice to Marty and the gang.
Yeah, but do
If
they
you
live
wanna
in
do
Lowell?
that.
Do they live in Lowell? Do they pay
Hey,
taxes in
do you
Lowell?
want your sister to get a job or not? The university's wonderful. Flowers and candy. That's what the university is. Flowers and candy.
You're a cynic, John.
It's the freaking truth.
Well, I know, but
Back in the WCAP days, I go and I see Morris Cohen. I say, Morris, would you mind if I asked the UMass Lowell to give me a printout of everybody who makes over $100,000? And I believe it was 12 pages long. And that's back in the radio days. That's 20 years ago. And then I asked for Middlesex. And Middlesex, they couldn't believe that I actually asked for that. And they had a page and a half. And that was 20 years ago. Now, you can only imagine. Middlesex is now a free college. You don't have to pay anymore. Some people might have to pay, but the majority don't have to pay for Middlesex Community College anymore because it's a free college.
yeah.
Salaries didn't go down.
No, I'm sure they didn't.
So, and then Lowell hires out of town. We have two colleges in town in the city of Lowell. The largest employer in the city seeks out of towners for jobs. It just makes so much more sense if you want to become the town clerk, we'll say in Drake or Tewksbury. Wouldn't it be easy to just pick a townie, somebody who lives right in town? Oh no, we want somebody who lives in Malden. Why? We want the best. No, let's look at our own neighborhood. So I'll be interested to ask Corey, what are we doing about the parking for people, for the builders? Are they requiring any parking? And how about hiring Lowellians? How are we doing for that?
Oh, you've been preaching that for as long as I've been on radio and TV
Is
with
there
you.
anything wrong with it?
No.
I mean, the Tewksbury town manager, good guy. I would love it if he moved up to Tewksbury.
I think he'll move closer. He's young, and living down in Boston is nice.
I think we're going to be lucky to keep him.
I wish you wouldn't say that, but he does have roots here. That's, I hope we keep him.
No, Colin, he's a Cadillac of a guy. Everybody loves him.
Yeah.
And I keep looking at the cameras, Linda. And
No Corey.
No luck yet. So
Oh, wake up, Corey.
that's okay. He's probably working on beautification. And
I'd really like to get him in here to talk about what is going on and what happened at the meeting. I should have called someone else probably to come in, but it's
Well, I was
summer.
going to ask Mark Crabman because there's these signs all over Tewksbury. They don't want this recycling plant for lithium batteries. And
Good for them.
so I don't know anything about this plant, but the signs all over Tewksbury, we don't want the lithium battery recycling facility.
I don't, let me just say this. Having been in a town that had started with a dump and then a landfill, if you open it and you build it, they will come. And then you lose control of things like that. And you can't give them an inch because then you get, them saying, well, we have to put it somewhere. And since you already have the facility in your town, too much, they've done too much in Tewksbury, in my little land
Tewksbury
of
going
Oz.
right guns. You go up Route 38, they're doing a land office business.
They don't need this. They don't need lithium battery recycling in their town.
Well, if it puts out any kind of promises, like the Mark Clay group in Lowell, promises. But the neighbors tell me that those generators are annoyingly loud,
Yeah.
and they run for a long, long time.
And they're in a neighborhood.
And because we have a Also, over on Tanner Street, we have a power generation plant that has has some kind of magical device that erases all the noise from the jet engine they have that makes electricity. And I can remember one Saturday morning, it malfunctioned, and all we heard was this racing jet engine all Saturday and Sunday, and it got fixed on Monday. But all we heard was it was like a 747 was parked in your backyard.
Oh my God.
For the whole neighborhood. It's loud, without
Yeah.
doubt. And they have some kind of gizmo they put on there, erases the noise.
Well, and I have to say, when it's one thing when you buy a house in East Boston, you know the planes are going to go over you. If you buy a house in Tewksbury, you assume that you're out in the country. And Tewksbury has done so much. I like to kid them about being Oz, but they are very active. They always have things going on in the center of town. They always are having functions.
Yeah, you got that electronic signboard in town, and
Well, it isn't just that the board actually, they're doing a lot. I mean, we're beginning to, like we've got the concerts going and we've got the block party, and we're beginning to, I don't know how much use the Ironwood is getting with all, I haven't seen anybody playing bocce yet. I just saying. Now maybe they're there, at dusk. I don't know. I don't know what time you play bocce.
I got some texts I'm going to read to you. It's because I got too much going. I got to get Facebook prompted up here too. First text, good morning. When they rehab the building on Merrimack Street, where are they going to park? Well, in Lowell, we don't need parking. It's already been examined and looked at, and we don't want that silly parking in Lowell. Just build, so we can tax. And not-for-profit is going to buy the building, and you're never going to get taxes out of it. Next text, in Tewksbury, doesn't want a battery recycling facility. What makes the people think they want a shelter? Interesting comment. The shelter's not going out there.
No.
It's only going to get worse once the ADUs start popping up.
Yeah?
True. Speaking of losing control, the data center destroyed the neighborhood they pretended to help. That's from Bart.
Well, that's true. I mean, it brought in revenue and everything, and as you know, I comment on this, and he's absolutely right. I comment on conservation, and at town meeting, they come up with these plans, and they have all these perfect little trees planted, and everything looks lovely, and it never ends up looking like that. And even like in the center of town, when they did the bridge over, and they took all that land and they planted some trees, and it's like, oh, nobody maintains it. Nobody cuts the grass. Nobody, if the trees probably would be lovely if somebody could sort of trim them and take care of them. But it's state property. And so, you get kind of caught up in that. But
Well, how about
the
the
plan
freaking
showed
courts?
an absolutely beautiful landscape.
How about the courts? We let a bunch of criminals out of jail yesterday. And the worst one was they beat a cop up, so they let those people, like 100 people out of jail yesterday. And it's all the state reps. Thank you, Colleen Gary.
Why?
They won't give money to the lawyers. So the court, in their wisdom, has decided, well, if we can't get you a free lawyer in a timely fashion, we're going to let you out of jail free. It's not monopoly, okay? And the state just plays the game. And the state reps will go, well, nothing we can do. We're on vacation. Until it's not an election year. It wouldn't be next year.
Yeah, you're right. Although, in Massachusetts, none of them are really opposed, are they? Are any of the reps opposed? Are there any really good elections? Well, the governor's up next year, right? That'll be
Yeah, and
interesting.
so all of the state reps.
Yeah, but nobody runs against them.
Well, we need to talk about this.
Well, yes, because you know what? You threatening to run for council got someone to run.
Well, yeah. I'm glad we did. We got a kid who's not even 30 running.
That's great.
I think that's great. And so I'm trying to be in touch with a lot of the people who are running for council, and they're not easy to get. A lot of them don't call you back. Oh, John, hi, how you doing? Look, I'm in a meeting. I'll call you back. Okay.
Well, they'll want to come on after Labor Day.
Well,
Some of them,
I only have so much room, and we have no obligation. Like I had one guy tell me last city council election, you have to put me on. No, I don't. So he calls down to the public access, belly aching about it, and says, no, he doesn't have to put you on. Well, there's no time, sorry.
well, and we do get booked up.
Yeah.
I'm surprised we weren't today, but usually we're pretty jammed
Well, the
up.
luxury that we have is we have 2 hours,
Yeah.
and the radio station has 12 minutes. Because Gary, one of my best friends, Gary Francis, has his newscast, and the show actually starts at 17 past the hour. And then he's going to have another newscast at 30 past. And he goes back on the air around 45 past. So the first segment, there's 12 minutes left to talk.
Wow.
The second segment, he has 15 minutes. Because it's commercial, they have to do their ads.
Yeah.
And every radio station does that.
Yeah. It's although I liked radio. I like doing radio.
There's a lot more imagination that goes with radio.
Yeah. Well, of course, I enjoyed being on with George. He was a delight, and we'd get in the morning, and he'd say, would decide what the issues were, and he'd say, what side do you want to take, and that's how we sort of kind of cuffed it every so often. It's just, it was a lot of fun. And we had some interesting people on.
Well, here we fly by the seat of our pants. We make nothing up. Cliff is the only one who does. Cliff, God bless him, does a lot of prep.
Oh, I know he has a 5-page agenda.
Yeah, he does. It comes in handy sometimes. And he likes his history, and he has his style. But everybody else, we just fly by the seat of our pants. We just make it up as we go. There's no script. Whatever's happening's happening.
Now, Tommy comes in, right, Bomo?
Oh, yeah, Tommy was here yesterday.
He's on Tuesdays.
But Tommy told me the other day, to say, John, when you were on vacation, that was great sleeping in those days. So come December, I'm going to push back. Maybe I'll just do 1 day a month. And, hey, you like to sleep in?
Bob Hoey, now, when is he on?
Bobby's on 2 days a week. Bobby's on Tuesday and Thursday.
With the Chelmsford people.
Yes.
So is Mark going to come on?
Yes. I haven't been able to talk to Mark. I haven't made time to call Mark. Every time I call Mark, he answers his phone. But I got to be at my desk.
Yeah.
I got to be at a workstation where I can look at, okay, when can I get Mark to come in? And I got to have space. Because we only have, I like to have 4 people on the show. If you go to 5 or 6,
It gets jammy.
there's not enough talk time.
Yeah. It's, I find that, and I had hoped that Corey would be in because it's, he is one of the few people opposed. But I really want to talk about what the schedule of the folk festival, and
Well, I'll look that up now that I got Facebook going. I got to do one more promotion on Facebook, but I got 2 texts I'm going to read. Why are they trying to stop Doge from happening? They do not want the people to see where their money goes.
of course not. Well, just what you were talking about this morning. You look at the school department. It's when we had Jackie on, I asked the question directly: you're going to cut the paras, or you're going to cut an administrator? And
You didn't get an answer, did you?
no, you can't get an answer. They're not going to, they're not going to deal with it.
Well, they have.
And it's an ever-ending, in Tingsboro, I remember they constantly said, whoever the new person was running, we have history books that say someday a man will land on the moon. But we probably still have those history books. You know, they just,
Yeah, because they look good on the shelf.
and it's just, the book budget is one of the first budgets to get cut. So,
Well, I think that schools have never been my cup of tea. The only thing I insist on, and I've never been able to get it done successfully, is if you can't read, you don't get promoted.
yeah.
You're stuck in the 3rd grade. Sorry, buddy. When you can read, sweetie, we'll move you on to the next grade. And personal finance should be taught all 4 years in high school, how to handle your money. Because most of my friends out there, they're doing okay. Some of my friends have got divorced, are always having an argument in their relationship with their pillow partner, and it's all over money. They just can't handle their money. I mean, you go for, here you are, a little kiddo, and you get your first job. I got a job, Ma. Great. Now the kid's making, we'll say, the kid lucks out and he gets a job for $1,000 a week. He's making 50 grand a year. He goes out to a car dealership, and they sell him an $80,000 truck with a 15-year mortgage. No, I think they can do 8 years now.
Wow.
So the kiddo goes like, I want that. I mean, girls aren't as bad as guys, but you show these boys a beautiful pickup truck or that big, huge SUV, and I want, the girls will love that. Nah, I don't think they will, but and you're stuck making payments for the next 6, 8 years.
Oh, cars are ridiculous now. They're ridiculous, and they're not put together very well.
Well, I get, when I buy a car, I get the bumper-to-bumper warranty, and that's paid off every time.
Yeah.
And the only car we've got that has never broken is the Toyota. Never broke. Chevy brakes, Caddy brakes, Ford brakes. But the Toyota just keeps going and going.
Bar has a Toyota, I think. It does. It runs beautifully.
So when you are looking to, when you finally decide to give up your convertible,
Oh,
well, someday it's just not gonna.
I'm gonna have to. I know.
Will you get another one convertible?
Oh, I have no idea what. Probably not. I don't know if do they make them? Do they make many?
Oh,
Just
yeah.
BMW or something makes. I don't know.
You
If,
look nice in a BMW.
yeah, I don't
What
know.
color would you get?
Oh, I'd get something like yellow or something.
Okay.
If I was getting a BMW. I'm sick of muted colors.
Muted.
Yeah, they just.
Is there a color scheme you can tell me that's muted?
Well, look at this. Look at the cars. They're like army green or something, and
Hey, Dory, the door should be open. Come on in.
they're strange colors now.
You didn't lock the door, did you?
No, I don't know how to lock the door.
Even better.
I just shut it.
So Corey's here.
Oh, good.
So he'll
No.
make a cup of coffee and sit down.
Okay, that's good.
Then I'll start to put the
Let
text
me
up.
ask you, how old are your grandchildren now?
We range in St. Luke. He's 3.
Yeah.
And then we have, I think it's 11, 12, and 13.
Whew. Hard to believe.
Moving right along. Yep.
Now, where do they go to school? They're in Catholic schools, right?
Lowell Catholic is the oldest one. Hey, Corey, how are you?
Hey, Corey.
There's coffee over there if you like.
Smelled it from the parking lot.
Good. And we got, then Zoe goes to Lowell Catholic. Morgan goes to Immaculate Conception. Adeline, she goes to St. Joseph's School in Salem, New Hampshire. And Luke, he goes to Nana.
Uh-huh. Hey, Corey.
Good morning.
How are you?
Corey, if you can sit right next to Linda, we
You
don't
gotta come
expect
sit next
any
to me
more
to talk
guests.
to me. In order to talk to me, Corey, you have to sit
And
next
just got to turn his mic on.
Yep, that's it. Well, now,
Well, good morning.
good morning.
Great to be with you
Corey
both.
Belanger, Councilor Corey Belanger.
Chip is a chipper, fresh off a meeting last night.
Yeah, tell me about the meeting.
Went very well. It was a long one, but we transferred the $2 million to the school department officially. We had put it in suspense since June with waiting the state budget results, which are very slightly favorable, we'll say, on the numbers, but we'll take it. But nonetheless, we kept our word. We gave the school department the $2 million. They need to keep the classroom positions intact, which are very, very important to myself and members of the council. So that was good. That was a big one. We talked about a new few positions, and we talked about the folk festival, and so it was a good meeting.
What kind of positions?
Well, the manager is proposing to the council a parks consultant. The council has made concerns over the years about our parks not maintained properly, workers not trained properly, so as a result, he's proposing a new position to part-time seasonal to evaluate, assess all the parks, equipment, ideas, and all kinds of evaluations and assessments to then report back to the manager and parks department heads and about some ideas and what we can do.
What does the parks department think about that, the workers?
Well, that's a good question. I haven't spoke to any of them about it, but it's something that stems from the council, Linda. Voicing their concerns over the years, this is the manager's answer to that. So, there was some great questions asked. It's extra money, but if you want expertise, you got to pay for it, I seem to, I got a little more research to do. We got a public hearing on August 12th, but I'm going to do a little more research, but I'm certainly open to it.
Where do you find a parks consultant?
Well,
oh, don't worry. Tommy has a friend.
We got plenty within the city limits willing to
good.
To take this on. Yep.
Well, is this somebody that would have? Does somebody go to school to become a parks consultant?
Yeah, some cases training and stuff. Yeah. There's training on pesticides and stuff, like equipment and stuff like that, and it's not exactly elaborate, but nonetheless, we feel that. Although, you go by the parks, the grass is cut, right? But if you really get in the weeds like I did with a constituent a few weeks ago on vacation time and see the amount of dead trees, the type of species that were planted, and I was told, like, this is a hybrid, this is not the right species to be up here in this area, number one. It's prone to disease, and sure enough, there were 6 of them. They were all either dead or diseased. Certain plants that aren't native, so there was a lot of small things.
That's bizarre.
It really is. I mean, I was learning, how do I know, Linda? I look at a tree, I'm not an arborist by no stretch, but nonetheless, a lot of things were brought to my attention, just in Shed Park alone, that where mistakes were made, dollars were wasted on some poor decisions, and perhaps a little training might have helped that. So,
that actually makes sense to me.
Hey, Shed Park, I was there last week on vacation time. It's about almost 300 kids on the summer program.
Really?
Oh my God! It was with, dozens and dozens of instructors. Again, these are all city kids, city instructors. The park was very utilized. I mean, every corner there was kids playing. So that to me is important.
That's good.
If this is going to be utilized, to me, it's worth investment. Not only that, kids all throughout the city, not only in my district.
Well, I have noticed an improvement in the park since you've gone to district representation.
I would agree, because now I get on the bike. I go to Shed, Upper and Lower, over to Pine School, that park, and there's a little Stratum Park, a little unknown, if you will. There's a lot of, Fort Hill across the street from me. I keep a close eye on them. I really do.
That's good.
Yeah, and as does every district council. So to your point, the district councilor, allows the council to focus more on the district. It really does. So, I'm finding that rather than serving at large, which I did for 2 terms previously. So, big difference, Linda. You're right.
Have they switched? Do they still have tennis, or have they switched to pickleball?
No, that's in the works. I got DPD looking at that. I had a town hall, and that actually came up. So
Yeah.
we're gonna explore that and see what they come up with.
Because I was up in Merrimack with they have a Wasserman Park up in Merrimack. It's fabulous, just amazing.
Yeah.
They have it all. They even have a theater for kids in the summer program.
Imagine that.
But they had it.
One thing we're missing, Linda.
Yeah, and something that maybe the parks consultant could think about that.
Yeah. And it's to look at every park, see why is this not so underutilized? What can we do to make more action there, make
Yeah.
more activity, you know? So and some doing just fine. Shed Park is busy all year, upper and lower fields, all spring, summer are packed. The field house on Roger Street, very active with permits. There's almost 1 or 2 per week permits to
Okay.
use that in the season. So, you know, in Belvedere, I have almost 85 acres of green space.
Boy, that's
It by far dwarfs any other district, because
Yeah.
if you combine Shed, Fort Hill, the Pine Street School, that picnic area, that's a huge swath of green space.
Yeah.
You know, so
You're
to me,
lucky.
this is important. District
Oh, it
councilors
sure
may
is.
look at it differently, but to me, this,
no.
if we can
maintain it.
enhance our parks and our islands too, it has to do with
Yeah.
that. So to me, it's important. So I'm going to take a real hard look at this.
What's happening at the stadium? How's that going?
Colley Stadium is going well. We have a new training facility that's out to bid. That's going to be, it's a $5 million facility to kind of offset the aging infrastructure at the stadium itself, which we're addressing incrementally.
Yeah.
Okay, a couple million per year in capital funds, just to get it up to, it needs about 30 to 40 million to get in brand-new condition. We can't justify that with the needs of a
Yeah.
new police, a big expenditure like that at Colley Stadium, which unfortunately, as I spoke to usage, Colley Stadium's really not all that utilized, unfortunately.
Really?
Football. Well, you got low-high
Is it
football.
because it's in poor condition?
Not so, it's because, you know, the football games don't attract the audiences they used to, Linda. Yes, we have track and field state champion. It has its days, don't get me wrong. But if those stadiums were packed weekend after weekend, you know, we could see a large expenditure, but,
Is it just a football? No, there's other things out
no, it's
there.
track and field and stuff. It's a beautiful
Yeah.
facility, yeah. The turf field is gorgeous, a couple of years old. It's state of the art. But that prevents you, that field is so precious and costly, like you can't have concerts on it or anything. You can't have special events.
Oh.
Because it'll tear, you know. So you kind of prohibit other activities from taking place on the field, because you have to protect it.
Do you have any kind of local concerts at Shed Park? Any kind of series?
No,
music series?
that's what I'm working on with my neighborhood group organization.
That would be-
Hey, you're talking to Mr. Special Event here, absolutely. And I learned that lesson from the friends, my friend Nancy Judge at Friends of Tyler Park.
Yeah.
If you go there on a Thursday night, they have concert series in July. What
Yeah.
a show. I
Yeah.
mean, concerts, that's
Yes,
what
they
I
have
want to
that.
replicate in Belvedere.
Yeah. Where's Andy St. Ange when you need
I
him?
know, yeah, he was brilliant. So that's exactly what I'm trying to do, replicate what they do in the Highlands there, concert series during the summer, you know, refreshments, no alcohol,
Right.
some food trucks, kids' activities, stuff like that.
Well, they do it in all, the towns,
Yeah, towns do
Dunstable
it.
does it.
Right,
Tingsville now is doing it, and it helps the community, brings the
Absolutely.
community
Get
together.
people-
Maybe not, the newer people.
Yep.
I got 2 texts here. It says, when will the bathroom facilities be completed on the upper
That's
field?
That's a great question, thank you
And
for
what will the
that.
final cost be to the city on that project?
I got a story for you, okay.
And
Okay.
page 2, I find it hard to believe that tax dollars were wasted.
They are not being wasted. That project is going forward. It
What
is,
is
matter
that?
of fact, today's the 23rd, right? It goes out to bid today. The foundation is in, the utilities are all connected, okay? Power, water and sewer are all connected to that site. It goes out to bid today for about 30 days, comes back, we'll select a developer so the structure will be built by the end of the season.
Oh, that's good.
Yep, but we're not going to tie the utilities in prior to winter. I mean, the baseball season, by the time it gets built, and it'll be September, so The structure will be in place on the upper field at Shed Park, and the utilities will be tied in the spring for a spring's 2026 season. It will have bathrooms facility, storage, and a concession stand. So that's exciting, but and as tax dollars were mentioned, so when that was priced out about 2 years ago, it came in at about $300,000 to $400,000. Okay, so when we put it out for bid for the tied utilities in, came in at $900,000, and it's less than 1,000 square feet. Astronomical, because it's far from the street to bring those utilities to this facility was costly. So, but we did
There
get.
were no utilities before into the,
There was nearby. Electrical was sort of nearby, but not water and sewer, Linda. And that's the biggie.
Even if there was, the pipes were 100 years old.
Yeah.
and
You
the
gotta tie
stadium
into
that
Nap
didn't
Ave.
have water and sewer?
Yeah.
Wow.
So,
This
so
guy-
that's going forward. Thank you for mentioning the upper field concession stand will be
Yeah.
turnkey spring of 2026. So very excited about that.
Now,
What do we got here, McD?
Unfortunately, that 30 to 40 million for the Collie area that's needed will end up costing the city 60 to 70 million just to look at the high school disaster that's going on.
Yeah.
Well, potentially, okay? It's just, we're talking about one smaller structure compared to the high school. But yes, I mean, I'm not saying costs can't go up. We were estimated at 30 to 40 million to fix everything to, light new condition. But it's not crumbling. Structurally, it's fine. So the council, in its infinite wisdom, decides, look, let's put a few million into it off the get-go, get the most urgent needs addressed. And again, we got the training facility with locker rooms, coaching rooms, training rooms, concession stand as well, to help offset the usage until we can get the main stadium up to par. So it's going to take a couple of years to get it up, but it's on the radar. But to spend a huge loan order to borrow 30 to 40 million for this, the council does not see as fit at this time financially, unfortunately. We'd love to, but when we need a brand-new police station, we could
Yeah.
get for about, what are we to do? Fix this.
Now,
So,
let me ask you
I can
about
put
the
it-
stadium.
Yep.
Would they take those stands down completely? Is that the
Nope,
plan?
nope. It would be refurbishing everything.
Well, they're pretty new.
Yep.
Everything got rejuvenated. My memory is when they put in the new field, they get rid of the stands. They put new stands up.
Okay.
Or I should say we the city, meaning the city, not the funeral home. We the city, when we got the new carpeting, the artificial field.
Artificial field, yeah.
The cement stands got played with, and they got new seating put into the cement stands, and the other stands are at the on the other side. They got replaced with new ones.
Do they do pop warm out there?
I believe so, yes. They use that. They use multiple fields in the practice fields behind it, too. It's a beautiful sports complex. It really is. Soccer fields,
Why
softball
aren't
fields.
there parent groups that raise money for that? Because in
We're
the
talking,
past,
we're talking millions of dollars, Linda.
Yeah.
That's not feasible for parent organizations are very active. I mean, they can do small things like do fundraisers to send the kids to, on a baseball road trip or something, or new uniforms, because, look, to play football, it's a privileged sport, right? So the kids in the poorer communities, to outfit them with uniforms and everything, there'll often be fundraisers by the Lowell Youth Football.
Yeah.
Matter of fact, I just attended one a couple months ago. So the parents do a good job, but I'll make sure no child is left behind, Linda.
haven't
and
they
that's-
become rather active?
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
Yep, we got citywide Lowell Youth Sports, we got many citywide organizations that fundraise. Put it this way, no child is left behind, no matter what demographic, what neighborhood you come from.
Yeah.
We're gonna get you, wanna play football, we're gonna get you a uniform.
Okay.
So that's what's important, but to raise millions of dollars for a
Yeah.
stadium, that's a whole nother. that's a-
Question from the audience, and I disagree with this guy.
Yeah.
Why put money into something, Collie, that doesn't draw a crowd? Fiscally not responsible.
I thought I just said that.
If you build it, they'll come.
No, I thought I just said that. right.
Do
Yes.
they play,
I mean, it's in my district, I'd love to see it, but by all means, with the other needs we have, a one-time 30 to 40 million expenditure, no, I don't think it's feasible as much as I'd love to see it. But we're getting a new field house for 5 million, so that will help.
Start.
It'll be internal, it'll be at the
Well-
end of the stadium internally, so.
track is a tough thing for parents to, you go to the track, the kid goes off into the, a 5 mile, and you don't see them till they come back over the line. So I don't see
Yeah.
at football, you're watching the game. You
Yeah.
get to see the whole game, but I've always wondered about
No,
track.
the track is visible. If you're in the stands, you can
Well, if
see the
they're
entire
doing,
circumference,
yeah, but,
yeah.
yeah, I suppose field and track, I'm
Yeah.
thinking of that.
But it's a great facility. Soccer field is just gorgeous back there, all new fields and.
Now, that should bring a crowd.
And back to the consultants, we need to make sure these fields are preserved. A lot of money, we have not been good at maintenance and preservation, and that's got to change.
Where do they play lacrosse? Out there?
Lacrosse, no, I've seen games lacrosse games in the stadium.
That's a very popular sport.
Yeah. Yeah.
Here's a reason why the collie doesn't attract the crowd.
Oh,
The neighbor
yes, I
doesn't
remember
want
the
it.
Beach Boys. Oh, my God, that was a blast. Yeah.
Unfortunately, the Beach Boys concert at Collie was enough for the neighbors to
Yeah.
say, please don't do that again.
That was fun. That was really fun. What year was that? I think I was in high school. We're talking 30, 35 years
That's
ago.
the Wayback Machine.
Yeah, right. And again, as I mentioned, the neighborhood may play a role, I don't recall, but again, it's the field, the new turf that prevents large-scale crowds on the grass.
Well, plus, if you drive by Douglas Road, the big ditch that they have
Yes.
there, that's for strictly, I'm told, just for the drainage of the area.
Yeah, stormwater overflow tank, yeah.
And when the city's done with that,
Yep.
are we gonna put new hot top? or
Yes, we are paving the whole Collie Stadium with
Right.
islands and trees and a lane in and out where it's not just this big wide-open racetrack.
Well, we have,
So, yeah, that's coming too.
Well,
I
that,
hope the neighborhood has some input on what that.
Absolutely, McD, I don't do things any other way, okay? And I get perturbed when I don't know things that go on, like we had a street paved that was gonna be narrowed and sidewalks were gonna be changed from cement to asphalt on Barrisford Ave, and, we gotta let neighbors know, we gotta let the residents know. If we're gonna alter a street considerably, I need to know about it, and so do the neighbors, so.
Yeah.
It's all about outreach, McD, that's my middle name.
Good.
So yes, there will be input from the residents, I can assure you. As I've already
Okay.
canvassed and told them about this. I've already canvassed with flyers and told them about the stormwater tank, the timelines, and the end result. They seem to be, and the Douglas Road's also being paved with new sidewalks as we speak now. So
Now, we're
a
gonna have
lot is going on.
sidewalks on both sides all the way down, or just
One side, the sidewalk.
One side all the way down?
Yep.
Okay.
Now,
Good.
this is something I fought hard for because I said, look we're investing in Collie Stadium, okay, all the new fields, the new training facility. We're gonna, again, piecemeal, the stadium itself, okay? We're gonna appropriate money yearly to preserve that and
Okay.
upgrade that, okay? We got the Riley School playground, nearly $1 million in upgrades, okay, with a rubberized coating on the basketball courts. I mean, it's gonna be beautiful. So, to connect, and there's no sidewalks on Douglas. I'm like, what are we doing? I'm like, how is somebody gonna access these amenities, if you will, whether it's the Riley School or Collie Stadium without sidewalks? You can't walk down Douglas Road, you're taking your life in your hands. So,
Are we doing cement sidewalks or hot top?
asphalt.
Okay.
Asphalt, because they're new, cement came up, but it's about 20 to 25% higher in cost, McD, to go from asphalt to cement.
I prefer hot top, and the reason is,
Go ahead.
in wintertime, it attracts the sunshine. and
Yeah, right, melts, yeah.
Melts the ice.
That's one advantage, okay, yeah.
and
And
probably
there's
gonna-
when you push the baby carriage, there's not a clickety-clack,
No,
clickety-clack,
right, it's not like
clickety-clack.
plates, right,
Yeah.
yeah. No, it's all gonna be all asphalt, all the way from Andover right to Collie Stadium, so very excited
Yet
about
they're
that.
up in arms, I forget what district was up in arms. We want cement sidewalks, we don't want the hot top you gave us. And the
Might be
city,
Barristford Ave in my district, I think you're
the
talking
city
about.
council had
Yeah.
to cave in and say, that's what you want, that's what you're gonna get.
That was me. Me and Councilor Mercia made that motion, because cement was there, McD.
I got you.
So, you know what? If it was there, it should stay.
Well, back when Eileen Donahue got this street done, and they were gonna do this, they were gonna do that, and I just talked to my neighbors that, look, we wanna have cement. Cement lasts forever. And I know it's clickety-clack, but cement lasts forever.
Yep.
And the only thing that they did was they put these little areas of grass near the roadway. And what the city doesn't do is they don't explain why they put the grass. When you have a sidewalk project and there's a strip of grass,
Between the sidewalk and the street, say.
that's to catch the water.
Yeah,
Because every drop of water we can catch,
right.
we don't have to put through the filtration plant.
That's right. That's right.
That's why but they never explain that to you. They just say,
Yeah.
oh, we're gonna put a nice little garden all the way down the street. No, we don't want that.
Yeah, and don't forget, we had flooding issues because of the storm at the bottom of Douglas, so
Well-
you got to absorb some of that stormwater.
And that's
Best you
part
can.
of your stormwater plan. That, you almost don't even have a choice about that anymore. That's the feds.
Yeah, the feds are really tightened up.
No money, no
No,
money, but they're regulations.
Linda, I believe that's
God
called,
bless their little
that's called an
hearts.
unfunded mandate.
Yes, it is.
The feds,
Yes, it
to a
is.
poor city like Lowell, yeah.
Very
200
expensive.
million in sewer, I'm like,
Yeah.
well, where do we come up with this, you know?
Yeah, yeah, very
It's
expensive.
ridiculous, yeah. We have
And
to
every
go-
community has it.
Yeah.
And they came down with, they said, you make the plan.
Yeah.
It had to be,
I mean, they give you 10 years, they give you, years to do it, but still a lot of money.
cost, and it's.
I know, Linda, tell me about it.
Very extensive what you have
Yeah,
to do.
yeah.
And they, originally, when it came out, I remember them at our town meeting saying, oh, it's not going to affect homeowners at all. Well, it does. If you're
does.
building a house, you have to have the impervious,
Yes,
and tell where is the water going to go, and
That's
how
right,
have
you
you
just-
increased the impervious area, and blah, 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 blah.
Yep.
So it does affect the homeowner, and there's a ta-ching, ta-ching,
yeah,
an extra bill.
the guidelines today, as there should be.
And it's, you know, what, I assume Lowell's the same, the whole point is that no water should leave your
Property.
property.
Yeah, and run off into somebody else's, right. That's the
That's the bottom
objective,
line.
absolutely.
And
Yep.
I don't know how they'll ever fix the hills of Tingsboro, but, because all the creeks that go through the ledge, we have a ton of ledge. Do you have a lot of ledge in Lowell?
Matter of fact, yes, they hit ledge at Carly Stadium, trying to put it in the stormwater tank right in the parking lot, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah,
So I
have-
had to inform my constituent, a couple of them were calling about the constant jackhammer, and I'm like, well, they hit ledge, should be over in 4 or 5 days, you know.
Yeah,
It
but
was a
it
short time.
cracks things, and
Yeah.
and then you have little bits of water seeping through. You make little crevices, and
So lots going on in Belvedere, I can tell you that. Lots going on in the district. It's very exciting.
that is good.
And I intend on hanging around and making sure a
Well-
lot of these things cross the finish line, as well as projects I'm working on, Linda. So,
And the new house for veterans, that's in your district too, isn't it? That the Bob Cox's facility, that's across from Immaculate Conception. Am I
Yeah.
right?
yeah, it's on the fringes there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's that.
Yep, Bob
They're
Cox doing a great
oh,
job down
oh,
there. Yep.
Unbelievable. I can't. My favorite organization.
Yep.
And I wish.
Bridge Club.
Yes, I wish all organizations followed their plan. That I think we all in our hearts, we all want nonprofits, but I'd like to see them accountable more for. Don't just every year them saying, oh well, we have more homeless. Oh, we have more people.
Yeah, there should
we
be-
fed so many people.
Yeah, right.
But did you? I mean,
Right.
what did you do to improve their quality of life? We're not improving
A
quality
lot
of
of
life.
money is going out without results.
Yeah.
Look at California, billions and billions
Oh,
of homelessness, and the numbers go up and up.
And we
Just
caught
pouring
the
money
How about
California.
the railroad? How about the railroad that they canceled?
Yeah, that's a pipe dream.
Crazy.
Yep.
You know,
You gotta be realistic in your goals in
Yes.
government. You can't overpromise. You gotta,
well,
it
that's
comes
what they
down
do
to
all
the
the time.
taxpayers, right. Well, we can't afford to do that here in Lowell. We gotta live within our means, but I think we're doing well in the grand scheme of things. I really do.
So Corey, did you have a chance to check and see if any more candidates signed up for a run for office, because yesterday was the last day.
Yep.
I know it's busy with city council, you had a lot of stuff to do yesterday, but you're
Right.
in City Hall. Any word?
I did not know. I'm assuming myself and the 3 candidates are all confirmed with signatures, so that's what I'm assuming. I got my head down, McD, I'm going forward. I can control what I do, and look, I believe it's going to be a difficult race. We got some good candidates, and some good young candidates, but there's only one with 25 years of experience in government, and that's me. I've been serving not only Belvedere, but the whole city for nearly 25 years.
You come with wisdom.
On the Board of Appeals for 10 years,
Yep.
serving on various other committees, volunteer, appointed over those years, chairman of the opioid task force, so we talk about addiction and homelessness. I know a little bit about that, too. I've tackled and been involved in almost every issue that this city has faced, and I know them inside and out.
Well,
And it's the experience we're going to need going forward that I have.
2 things I'd like to see you guys do is, actually 3 things. And I'll give you all 3, then we can talk about it if you want to. If you don't want to talk about it, that's okay too. 3 things.
Yep,
Once a motion is approved, it stays on the agenda until executed. That's the first thing that should happen. Second, you add 2 words to the city council agenda. Old business. Just put it on there, old business. And the reason for these 2 things is you guys fight tooth and nail for stuff. And it just never happens. And hire Lowellians first.
absolutely.
Everybody, every position that's out there,
Yep,
whether, I don't care if it's to run the Parks Department or it's to be the city manager.
yep.
The first person, everybody who's a Lowellian that goes for that job should at least get an interview. Those are my 3 issues.
All right, let's tackle them one at a time, McD. I always take on the tough questions, you know that.
Yep.
Okay? Never afraid. So
So you guys fight.
You talked
and
about a
fight
motion, the
and
first
fight,
one.
Yep, about the
Okay.
motion and the administration.
I make a motion, all right?
Yep.
You await the motion response, number 1. Okay? You make a motion, you talk amongst your colleagues, you deliberate.
Yep.
Hopefully get the support of your colleagues, which in most cases, it's nearly 100%, right?
Yep.
You await the motion response, what you're looking for. Now, you need to make sure that is executed, crosses the finish line, and that's what I do, okay? So, and that's working with the administration. I get one thing approved, for instance, speed humps on Fairmount Street. That street has been screaming bloody murder for years about the trap. It's a big cut through to avoid Nesmith Street, that light. They'll get on at the lights at Shed Park and the firehouse, go off Fairmount, bomb down it, get back down to avoid some of that queuing during rush hour, okay? I got it done, okay? So I get approved for it, and I get a date set, okay. That date comes along, they're not there. I get on the phone immediately. Where are my speed humps? Oh, they're in the bay, the guys are, I says, well, okay, I want this done. So I'll talk to department heads, the administration, and express my feelings.
Shouldn't have to.
Well, sometimes it happens. Government doesn't go off, it's not the private sector, McD, as you know. You and I
Squeaky
both
wheel.
been in, right. So I need to follow through and execute on my motions in my district to assure they cross the finish line. And believe me, I'm not afraid. Now, we know plenty form of government, I can't call a commissioner and order him or her about. That's not the way planning come. Okay, and I got great relationships with department heads, commissioners, outstanding relationships. I admire and respect them, but nonetheless, I expect results. So I may say, Commissioner, what is the status with this? Let me find out for you. I said, okay, I'll call the administration. I was promised this, they're not there. And the next day, they were there, meaning the speed humps on Fairmount Street. So you got to stay active, you got to stay on top, because these things don't go off on time. It's government, okay? It's got 2 speeds, slow and stop. I'm not talking just the city of Lowell, it's everywhere.
It's the speed of government.
It's the speed of government, correct. So that's what I do, which makes me a better counselor serving my constituents. So that's what's needed to be done. So that's how we make things happen, McD, and that's what I do. Now, you also mentioned lastly, forget the one in the middle, but your third one.
Old business.
Old business, yeah. Well, old business is doing Wouldn't be a bad thing, right? On many committees you're on it's almost always you're on many, the LTC, McD, you've sat on many boards and commissions yourself, like me. Old business is always on the agenda, I get it. But it's up to the council to follow through with their business, okay? If it doesn't happen, you refile them, or you don't get the motion you want, you refile the motion, express your displeasure. So I guess it wouldn't be a bad thing. I'm certainly open to it, but for years, I guess, this is the way it's been done, where
I know.
You know what I'm saying?
It's malfunctioning, in my humble
Right.
book. I'm going to stop you there, Corey. We got to go to break.
Okay, and I
We'll
got
be
one
back.
more to follow through after the break.
Thanks. Back on, and you're back up.
Welcome back to City Life. I'm Linda Bown, I'm your host. I have Councilor Corey Belanger.
Yep, good morning, welcome back, everybody. Great to be
Belvedere.
here.
Now, your district is District what?
District 3, Belvedere, yep.
Okay. So you're up for re-election.
Yes, I am,
And, we were
say the
talking,
least.
we were discussing a lot of issues in Lowell.
Yep.
Unfortunately, some of the people from Lowell weren't able to hear unless they were on YouTube or
So prior to
Facebook.
the break, I asked Corey about what does he think about talking to his colleagues about Lowellians have to get an interview
Yep,
for any Lowell job. I think there were, with two colleges in town, we have plenty of people in the city that are smart as a whip. As I walk through City Hall, I don't see a lot of Cambodians working down there. Maybe you do, but I don't
Sure.
see a lot of Cambodians
Yep.
working down there. And I know
well, we
a
got
lot
3
of
Cambodian
Spanish-
members on the city council as well, don't forget.
don't
I mean,
think-
that's elected, but,
I understand, but you see, Lowell, there isn't anybody that works for the city of Lowell that you can say to, how'd you get your job? Oh, I knew city councilor XYZ. And that's how Lowell rolls. And I'm not asking you to back that statement up, Buzz.
okay, no.
I'll agree with it.
No, I'm not backing it up. No,
That's my personal take.
okay. Okay,
And
so
I
you
just,
mentioned,
instead of the manager hiring his friends And I'm not asking you to back that up either. That's my personal opinion.
Yep,
I just think Lowellians must get an interview.
absolutely. I got two theories, McD, that align with you, okay? You hire local, you promote from within, okay?
I like that.
We can only control who applies, okay, in each demographic in the city, okay? We can outreach all we want, which we do. We do a great job in outreaching new positions to the minority community to serve on boards and commissions. And they're certainly more active, and there are certainly more men and women of color on their boards than there were 10 years ago. No doubt, okay? And that should stand in every department. So I agree. Now, so in one sense, you're saying hire local, hire Lowellians, right? Which
I'm
we all
saying they
agree.
get an interview. I'm not saying
Yeah,
you
yeah,
got to hire
okay,
them.
okay.
They get an interview.
But at the same, you say the manager hires all his friends. Well, where do you
does.
suppose all his friends are from? The city of Lowell, okay?
No,
So,
No.
Lowell, there's no doubt, you can't argue this point with me, that you hire a candidate from Lowell, they're gonna take more pride in their job. That's a fact, there's no doubt about it. And use the position less of a stepping stone. Why wouldn't you rather live and work in Lowell, right? It takes you 5 minutes to get to work. So, to me, that's a fact. You're gonna take more pride in your work, I've seen it, I know it, and it's gonna be difficult to convince me otherwise. So, look, this goes for every city manager, McD. You've been in the game,
Yep.
as I have. Managers bring in people they know and they can trust in top positions. You know this.
Yep.
Assistant city manager, their staff around them, police chief, fire chief. They bring in positions they know that they can trust. That's just the way it goes, okay? It's gone on forever. Now, when we talk about qualifications, they need to be there too. And that's the council's job to monitor, to make sure this person is capable of doing that and monitoring their work performance and make sure the job gets done. So, the council cannot interfere in managers' appointments, okay? We can, in some cases, confirm board and commission appointees, but, we cannot interfere in his hirings. I've tried that. Believe me, when I first got on, I was naive. I was just elected in 2014. I went to the manager, I'm looking for this. He's like, Councilor, and I'll give you full disclosure. I made him, because you're overstepping a boundary.
It sounds like a really good story, but I know city councilors whose wives work for the city of Lowell. And they got a job working for the city of Lowell while they were city councilor.
While, okay. There's a few councils I know whose wives work for the city that have been with the city for some time as well.
I got some text. Well, you can keep
So-
going. I got some text. What do you
So
want?
you want to hire local at the same time? Yes,
I
it's
want
a
to hire
city.
local.
We all
not
know
local,
each other, McD.
Not local. If the town of Tewksbury is looking for a fireman, they
Yep.
should look to the residents of the town first to be firemen.
Agreed.
If the city of Lowell is looking for firemen, we're looking for cops, okay? Lowellians should get an interview.
Absolutely. Agree with you 1,000%. We align 100% on that one, McD. There's no doubt about it. Again, you take more pride in your work, yeah.
Moving right along here.
Yep.
I got 4 texts, maybe there's 5. We built a hotel, ball field, a park for Kerouac that no one visits. Just because you build it doesn't mean the crowds are coming. Kerouac Park does a pretty good business.
That's okay.
Just when you're going down Bridge Street, slow down, take a look to the right.
Yep.
The complaining from the residents is only going to get worse once you raise the taxes on the citizens to fund the projects of the city. Yeah, nobody likes it. Good point.
Yep.
Is Martin Field also going to be renovated? How much of the state kicking in for the preservation tax? That's from DW. Martin Field, that's right by Cawley. I think it's the whole complex.
Yeah, it's a whole complex, more or less, yeah. It's Martin Field, yeah.
R.I.P. Prince of
Yes,
Darkness.
yeah.
I'm surprised he lasted 76 years.
I know, with a lifestyle like Ozzy Osbourne, how do you do it? Yeah, my God, yeah. It's a very nice tribute, Bob, thank you. Okay, back to business. Okay, the Martin Field Complex. Now, the Community Preservation Act not only goes into parks and open spaces, it goes into buildings too. We just approved a number of projects all throughout the city, housing, affordable housing, market rate, and rentals, where we chipped in 20,000 here, 100,000 here. So it's spread out over a lot of different things, community preservation projects, to make sure these projects go forward. There's a committee, more or less, that votes on each projects apply, and there's a committee that decides. The council basically approves the final expenditure, but we always go on the wisdom of the committee, more or less.
And who makes up the committee?
It's city officials and volunteers that are
Okay.
residents, yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Now-
So that we have a lot of faith in.
Let's get it back, you were talking about the spirit of Lowell, and
Yeah,
you've got a big folk festival coming up.
yep.
What's the schedule for the folk festival?
Folk Festival is this Friday, Saturday, Sunday.
Yeah.
It kicks off Friday night, 6 p.m., Linda, goes till 10.
Where does it kick off?
Down at City Hall, there's a parade that goes to Boarding House Park.
Okay.
But the,
They don't come from the train station anymore.
oh yeah, largely on Saturday, sure. You'll see a
Okay.
large influx from the train station, yep.
Okay.
Yep, absolutely. Linda, we're talking with good weather, which it looks decent, chances of thunderstorms perhaps on certain days, but we're going to see 150,000
Well, you
this
know,
weekend, during the 3 days.
I'll be there. Vaughn
It is
has a-
fun. I mean, there's food, culture.
Oh, it's wonderful.
I mean, it has got to be something that you like, people. You got to come down, Lowellians, and watch our downtown shine. We know it's struggling, but on this weekend, we're the envy of many cities throughout the state. for
And
sure.
you will get a lot of people that are looking towards Kerouac and the Worthing.
Yes, you get a lot of them, exactly,
And
yeah.
that's the gallery that Vi has the
Yeah.
art exhibit is right at the All Gallery, which is on Market Street. That whole
Yep.
complex, because you've got the Whistle House, you've got the brush, it's lovely. It's,
Yep, we've incorporated the museums locally, and, you know, a couple of them out of the footprint of the festival, but they're still on the advertising that we do.
Yeah.
But nonetheless, to see, you know, it's such a
Well, it
a
gives
great thing
people an
to see.
opportunity to bring something home from the festival. If they go to one of
Yeah.
if they go to Western Ave, or they go to the All Gallery, or they go to the Whistle House if it's open,
Yeah.
they get to bring something back.
Yep, absolutely.
And
It's free to attend, Linda, right?
I know.
I mean, ain't too many free venues out there.
I have always enjoyed walking around the festival at least one day.
Yep,
And,
absolutely.
uh,
Saturday's typically a bigger day,
Saturdays
but
when- yeah. I'll be
Sunday's a
there
nice
Sunday.
relaxing day with the
Yeah.
crowds, and some people choose Sunday. But nonetheless, it's a spectacular,
And when do they
event.
close up on Sunday? 6?
6 o'clock, yeah.
That's when we're closed. So,
Yep.
yeah, so I hope to see everybody
It's
down
a
there.
safe, I mean, there's very little issues, knock on wood, and.
Oh, I am amazed,
It
you know.
really is, for 100, yeah. I mean, you might see the bars at night, there might be a little,
yeah.
but typically during this event, what a demographic that the city attracts.
A lot of police visibility there.
Absolutely, you better believe there is.
And park,
And federal presence, too.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
it's-
so you're safe, believe me, we
Yeah,
take
I think
every
it's really
avail,
quite nice.
every precaution known to man
Yeah.
is taken
and
for the safety of this festival,
It's
for sure.
actually a very contained area when you think about
Yeah,
it.
it's the whole downtown, actually.
know. And you should kind of walk the whole area if you
Yep,
can.
and a short story where the National Endowment for Arts, NEA is the acronym, was cut about the festival about... I'm good, thank you. We are facing a cut of about $20,000, okay? So the festival advertised that we're in need of, of donations, and we raised more than double that, and
Excellent.
a lot of it, you should see the list, a lot of it were Lowellians, even given there were hundreds of just $100.
Yep,
And that was, to see that, the community we live in, the city in which
and
we
they're
live.
happy.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's been
Yeah.
tough times financially for people.
Absolutely,
And
so-
$100 can be a lot.
Absolutely.
for
So
homeowners
to
today.
those who gave any increment in the city, thank you for what you did, and
Yeah.
it's greatly appreciated. So come down and enjoy the event that you invested in. Every bit counts.
The
So
Whistle House has an anniversary coming up I think it's in September. I think it's 250 years.
wow.
So that's going to be a nice event. And again, it's all kind of contained there. You've got it's all
Yep.
near the City Hall and the Worthen and
Yep.
that block in the acre. I'm sure, co-councilor there, Paul Rathiam will be jumping around, be
Yep.
very active.
That's his district. Yep.
Because
Yes, he
I
will.
see him,
Yep.
he's very visible in
Yes,
that.
he is. Yep.
And that's
Yeah.
important, you're visible in your district.
Got to be, yeah.
I have
Out
to
there all the
say,
time.
I'm
Yeah.
impressed with the district representation.
Yeah,
It's,
I'm enjoying it. Yeah.
I think
It-
that-
It's, it, I'm as busy as I was previously on a citywide level. I really am, because there's so much going on that I
Well,
have to.
I think you get to focus. You get to focus
Yeah,
on your
yeah.
own, and not that you're not
Good word,
doing the
absolutely,
other.
yeah.
And it helps the councilors at large
Yep.
to have active councilors in their district.
Absolutely. So now, we got a district council, as I am, you got a district to focus on, right? You got to take care of home base,
Yeah.
number one. So now, there was a mention of taxes, right, going up. Okay, so here's what, I'm trying to accomplish on a citywide level. That now, we all know, at least we think that we are proudly have been given the front-runner city status from the Urban Economic Forum in the United Nations. We're the first in the United States to receive this, okay? This wasn't something that fell in our lap. This is something that we went and got, okay? Where the mayor went to a forum, fall of last year, with this on the hook. He made a connection, told his colleagues, look, we've been invited for, I guess, quote, an interview for this process, I guess I'll call it, to go to Toronto. I want a full contingency there of the council to show interest in that. So 7 out of the 11 were able to go to
That's
Toronto.
awesome.
We went and got it. We convinced them that Lowell, this is the city. This is what we're doing. The 9 or 10 things they were looking for, we were already doing. I remember saying to one of my colleagues, I'm like, we're already doing this. We're already doing this. We're already doing this. So they found Lowell the clear choice. We convinced them we're the best choice. They just came down the first week in July. We hosted some of the delegation for a 3-day period, took them all over the city. I actually took vacation time just to be on the bus to accompany them. Didn't speak much, just watched them and spoke to them about that my knowledge input that I could put, knowing the downtown well in the vicinity. And we entertained them. We took them all over the MBTA zone, McD, not far from here, sure. The Hamilton Canal, Cross Points, all over the downtown. We took them at 4 or 5 different spots, the courthouses. We showed them a bunch of area for development that we're ready to go. So we showed them a willingness to work, that we're shovel-ready in many of these parcels. So the long short of this is that we need to increase the tax base. We have some serious, again, this is where wisdom, experience comes in, knowing budget, knowing the city budgets inside and out, knowing our challenges coming forward that are looming inside and out. We have to increase the tax base.
Well, the downside of having 2 universities is they take up a lot of your property.
Okay, yes, all right, and I will get to that. Now, the university has gobbled up a lot of properties, took them off the tax roll. But the Link project,
Yes.
that was our final stop on Thursday night. President Meehan was there, the Chancellor Julie Chen was there, put on a presentation. They were just looking like, that was the icing on the cake. I was watching the UN, I was watching their faces. I wanted to see their reaction when we took them here, when they saw this. I could tell, they were sold. When they saw President Meehan's presentation, this is what we're doing, all these companies are coming in, we actually made room for them in this building, Draper and a few others. They're here now, so we didn't want to lose them. We made space for them to come on a temporary basis until these projects are done. So all that Link project, all this building is all going to be taxable.
That's very good, yeah.
So this money that university has bought is all coming back tenfold, people. Believe me. Along with the development we're going to do along the MBTA zone, the Hamilton Canal, you're going to see a revitalization that I'm dubbing Lowell's Industrial Revolution 2.0, where it was on the from 1820 to about 1900, it was all textiles, right, that we manufactured. This is going to be urban revitalization, where amenities, you're going to see, we're working on an indoor aquatic center in some of these developments, like Toronto had, indoor facilities, community centers. It's all about amenities, not just housing. That's what they're strict on. One developer asked, now, I'm ready, I got a lot, I want to do 150 units. He said, sir, we don't do just housing. You need to show us what else you're going to do, provide for your residents in the community. Sustainability. What else are you going to provide? Anybody can build 150, and he said that. And so that showed all the developers. This is not your average housing, okay? This is about building community, amenities, resources for both low income, mid income, and market rate. So what I'm focusing on is increasing the tax base, people, to help offset the homeowner, because we got some serious, serious challenges looming in the horizon. So that's going to be my focus going forward, and you're going to hear it a lot during the debates in this campaign season, and no one has a better handle on it than I, as far as the candidates. It's that simple.
Well, with
So-
respect to MBTA,
Yep.
the fact that we don't need parking, don't worry about the cost, we don't need parking. I was promised by more than one city councilor that was going to get looked at and changed. Is there a mindset by any of your colleagues on the city council to require more parking?
Yes.
So
Yeah.
when is that going to get picked
Well,
up? Because I
step-
watched the planning board meeting,
Yeah.
and they're just pushing stuff through with no parking. And we're going to wait until Mr. Gold, all of Mr. Golden's friends get their projects approved before we
Oh,
change this?
come on. There's
No,
developers
so-
from all
so
over the place,
what
okay?
is-
We
what-
need, McD, again,
When's it
we
gonna
need
get
to,
changed?
you
When's it gonna
want,
get changed?
I'm trying to create tax base here, okay?
Yep.
I want capable developers to do it. If they're local, I'm fine with that.
Parking.
So, yes, parking, okay? Now, that stems from the
Right.
project right around the corner from Enterprise Bank that had 30 units with 9 spaces, right? That forced the council to take a look at this. That's too
Yes.
much for that right around the, we agree, okay? So that, we're gonna take a look at the zoning and require, there should be at least 1 spot per unit.
When do you think it'll hit the agenda?
That's a good question. DPD is working on it, okay?
DPD works at the speed of government.
Didn't I just say that earlier?
And
Right,
they-
yeah,
and
yeah.
they don't, DPD works for Tom Golden. And
Yes.
the more tax revenue Golden can
And the
grab-
council, I will add.
Nah, they work for Golden.
Well, we test, we give them
you
tasks
guys are
and they
fine.
need to perform.
Well, after the election, we'll debate some more about this.
Anytime, all right.
I got some texts I want to go by here.
Okay,
As soon as I see that on the agenda, I'll be happy about that. People need a place to park. Did the cuts in federal government affect the funding of the folk festival?
great question, thank you. As I stated earlier, we are anticipating a $20,000 cut. Granted, it's well over $1 million to put on this festival, okay? But a cut is still a cut, right? But as I said, the folk festival organizers and the committee advertised this cut of $20,000. Due to the large support of the community, we raised more than double that. A lot of it was small local donations. So it's a good story to tell. So we more than made up for that budget cut. Thank you for asking, and we'll see you at the folk festival.
A second text
Yep.
says, I give Mr. Belanger a hat tip. He's the only counselor in his district answering the questions.
Thank you very much. Appreciate that.
Why don't you
Look at
get up
that.
there? You
It's
have quorum.
It's experience. Okay, that's all it comes down to. Now, I have 3 challenges. They're all great people. I'm sure they're very good at what they do in their day job. But this is what I do. This is what I've been doing for 25 years. So you're going to hear that a lot in the debates going forward, that we're going to need experience going forward, period. And that's what it's going to come down to, with the challenges that we face. So you're going to hear it a lot.
Well, I think, when I look at the council, and you've got to, I think the council has a nice group of people with
Oh, we got
experience from different.
Absolutely, Linda.
It's a unique
I-
council, and they
and
seem to work well.
I think everybody should get reelected, all my colleagues.
They've worked very well
Yep.
together.
Right.
And you're going to have a group of people that are elected that can take this, if you get the proposal from the UN.
Yep.
And run with it,
Oh,
and be
wait.
able to, and no,
Let-
I think this link program of the acre is just
Yeah, the link,
amazing.
yeah.
You're going to bring, the thing about that is it's, you have these 2 colleges, and unfortunately, they go to UMass Lowell, they spend
Yeah.
4 years around here, and then they take off. And they go somewhere
Yeah, we want
else
to
with
retain.
their knowledge. You want to,
This link project, you should see the companies that are coming. Draper, which has defense contracts, okay? I've seen it. They put on a display where a robot dog is communicating with a drone, okay? They sense for chemical weapons and stuff, like detect radiation.
Yeah.
Unbelievable, okay? So it's going to include housing, retail, companies to retain these people. We're going to be making very, very good salaries right here in Lowell. Again, all taxable people. So this UMass Lowell buying up, this narrative's going to go away. Okay,
look,
which they have. I'm not denying that, but they have. But it's all coming back.
I'm going to shut your mics down for a minute. I can do the announcements.
Okay.
And you guys can chit-chat over there. Your mics are off. They can only hear me. If you want to be, if you've got an announcement on for City Life, just send me a text. I'll be happy to put it on there. Easy thing to do. Okay, every Friday in lovely Lowell, Massachusetts, because of community teamwork, they have a farmer's market every Friday from 2 to 6 p.m. at 350A Dutton Street. And that's right over by the brand spanking new garage on Dutton Street. So inbound towards City Hall, go over that first little bridge, and you'll see the farmer's market there right by the garage on Friday. Today is the 23rd. This is Chelmsford. Now, Chelmsford Senior Center, they have chicken pasta, primavera, vegetarian option, California mixed vegetables, and orange. That's the Chelmsford Senior Center today, and $3 per meal. In lovely Lowell, Massachusetts, today's the 23rd, so we're going to have oven-fried chicken with pasta salad. It's $2 for lunch if you got it. If you don't have the $2, just tell them and they'll give you a ticket and you can eat for free. The cops. We need cops. Tewksbury needs cops. Chelmsford needs, every town needs cops. You got to pass the civil service exam. So Lowell Police is put this out. I got this off of Facebook, I think, 2 days ago. And they're going to have a civil service exam. And there's an info session on what you got to do. And they're going to have 3 info sessions on July 28th, 29th, and the 30th in the afternoon. And the 29th is at nighttime. You want to go to 115 Middlesex Street. I'm going to guess that's the parking garage. Yep. And so, I'm sorry, I'll put your mic back on, Corey. I put your mics off so you guys can chit
Yes, McD, that's where the training facility is, in the garage, in the lower level of the garage, yes.
So go right in there, and I think Captain O'Brega, nice gal, she'll be very helpful to talk to you about that. Learn about the civil service exam and hiring process to become a police officer, to register for free info. Give them a call. There's a phone number down there. You can email them if you want. So take your fancy phone out of your pocket, take a picture of this slide, and the email address is right here, and their phone number is right here. And parking at the Edward J. Early Garage is free. You just got to bring your ticket and they'll validate it for you. So that's pretty cool.
There you go. Please, fellow Lowellians, just get your sons and daughters. Let's make police officers out of them.
Okay, so St. Ferdinand's Armenian Church, they're going to have their annual picnic. And that's coming up August 3rd, coming up sooner rather than later. Admission's $1.
Whoa.
But the delicious food, the Armenians...
Oh, that's always a good take.
What's the location?
At the church.
Oh, church,
In
Chelmsford, okay,
Chelmsford.
all right, yeah, okay.
On Westford Road.
Oh,
It's really,
They have a
Yeah.
gigantic room there, and nice job, St. Ferdinand's. So for more information, go to stferdinands.com. And again, take your fancy phone out of your pocket, just take a picture of the slide, and it's yummy. You don't have to be Armenian to go. You can just go.
Absolutely.
Tingsboro Block Party. So
Hosted by Linda Bown.
So this is coming up August 23rd, 11 a.m. Fireworks at dusk, Tingsboro's Town Center, and this click for more details doesn't work, but that's all right.
Yeah.
And that's my last. Back over to you, Lynn.
I tell you, I love block parties.
I just wanted a side note on you. Every time I'm on it, you mention the meals at the Lowell Senior Center. Well, I have to compliment your chef. He catered my son's wedding.
Oh.
It was fabulous.
Wow.
Fabulous. He's in. So if he's cooking for the Lowell Senior Center, you're lucky, because he's great.
Good to know. Thank you. Thank you. Well, Lowell Senior Center has lunch 7 days a week.
Yeah.
They're only closed on holidays. So fantastic service to the community. The only rule is you got to be 60.
Yeah.
You can live in Timbuktu, but if you're hungry on a Saturday, pop over there around 10:30.
Yep.
Buy your meal ticket and enjoy.
Yep.
Or 7 days a week. Back to you guys.
How about that?
Yeah. So we were talking about, let's go back to the festival again, because that's sort of here.
You know, I'm getting hungry with all this, Linda.
I
Go
know.
ahead.
We're here, and you know this. The food is amazing.
It
at the
is.
Folk Festival.
The ethnic,
Anything
yeah.
you want is there.
Yep.
It's and
And we got there's an Armenian tent down there as well.
Yeah. So
Jamaican, I mean, the food is just fabulous. Stuff you're not going to see. On
well,
a,
and
you know.
people are always
on a-
pleasant. I
Yeah.
have noticed that people are in a good mood. And that's
Yeah.
nice. You need to
Yeah.
have that. We need a little sunshine in our lives.
Oh,
you know?
absolutely.
And,
Just don't put a smile on your face, Linda. Something's wrong with you.
yeah, yeah. So it goes all day, and
Yep.
when does it end at night? Is it around,
Saturday's the late one, 10 o'clock.
I thought it was 10, yeah.
Hey, it's Saturday night, right? You know, but it's such a great event. There's everything there, arts and crafts,
Yep.
culture, there's, exhibits, beverages, beer, wine, food, but again, the food, to me, is the food is just fantastic.
Yeah. And then people usually swing by the Worthing, the
Yep,
old
you got
Worthing
all
with-
establishments you can hit,
Yeah.
right.
And
You can
the
duck in.
gallery's right there. I'll be there Saturday and Sunday at the All Gallery.
Yep.
So that, it's, the art community is really
Yep, it's a very
amazing
exciting
role.
time. Very exciting.
So,
So, speaking of very exciting, again, the front runner city people, I just can't stop talking about it and thinking about it. It's going to be huge. It really is. This city's going to undergo a transformation, and we're not talking a 20-year plan here. I mean, we are shovel ready in many of these. That's what we displayed to the UN delegation when they came in, where their Regent Park in Toronto, where I came home with whiplash, Linda, from looking up at tall buildings. I mean, I'm not going to say you're going to see multiple high-rises, but you're going to see some. The idea is to create density in housing near commuter rails. And McD, to your point about the MBTA, as I was watching and talking to these UN officials, where we pulled up the MBTA zone, right? We got off on the bus right at the parking lot, right? He's looking around. He's like, one of them was like, he said, "Where is everything?" We're like, "Sir?" He goes, all the amenities, the retail. I says, what you see is what, we're like, what you see is what you get. But this is where the potential is. This is a state initiative to be near the bus terminal and commuter rail. This takes you to Boston in 45 minutes. He's like, really? He goes,
yeah, but
he was dumbfounded, he was dumbfounded that there was so little around. Usually when he goes, I've never seen it, then he spoke afterwards, that he's never seen so little coming off a major artery, major commuter rail, coming from a major city and bus terminal with so little activity, no housing, no retail, no nothing. So that's an area I think that struck to them, that's a need for all this. So that's just one area that I think you're going to see a lot of development, and rightfully so. Where vehicles are much as needed, I'm not saying should require no parking, McD. There absolutely should be parking, but nonetheless, the concept is have everything walkable and nearby, and access to all of the region in the city by bus or train. So I think this is an area that, they're going to decide, I think, I don't know, I'm not, where they're going to decide to put development dollars
I got
into
to
it.
back the bus up a little bit. I forgot to talk about the buses.
Yep. Oh, there we go.
If you want to go to the Folk Festival, the bus is free. So if the bus goes by your house or your neighborhood, just walk down the street, wave at the bus driver, he'll pick you up, he'll bring you over to the Kennedy Center,
Yep.
and you can take a bus over to the Folk Festival. You don't have to pay to park, it's free. The buses are free, so take your fancy phone out of your pocket, take a picture of this slide, tells you all about
yeah.
the times, and it's a good service LRTA's putting out there, and I want to thank Tom Bomo for getting this for me, this announcement.
Great stuff, Tom. Yeah, Tom's on the LRTA.
Yep, so, good time.
And thank
to
you,
be
Tom,
happy.
for your service, and that's great information. So there's yet another incentive to come down, a free transport. We're going to get you
Yeah.
there for free. You're going to enter for free.
Free
okay?
bus
But the
ride.
best the food's not free.
But, bringing for them to come into the festival, the point that you just made, that there was nothing there, I think that, this whole concept of we have to build housing on the commuter so that they can commute.
Yep.
Well, you kind of want people to come to visit as well. You
Yep.
want them coming up from Boston. To
Right.
say, gee, I want to go to Lowell, I want to go to.
That's a tough one, right? But yeah,
And
right.
to come
Yep.
up with something
Yeah.
sort of that it gets
Right,
them.
well, the idea, Linda, is to get off that commuter rail and have a lot of amenities around it. That'll
Yeah,
help.
I mean,
Let's get some more activity at South Common.
Yeah,
Why is that, okay? With that perfect amphitheater setup.
Yeah.
It's an Olmsted Original Park, right?
yeah.
It's beautiful for concerts and venues. That's what we need to get going there. Get
What do
rid
you-
of that element that's there.
Okay.
A lot of activity will diminish the bad element. Follow what I'm
Okay,
saying?
Yeah?
Well, thank God, the Lowell police are getting rid of a lot of the homeless people, one by one by one.
They're doing a great job,
But
McD.
they just say, hey buddy, how you doing? There's a warrant out,
Yeah.
there's a warrant for you in Alaska. So the guy gets shipped off to Alaska, so a tip of the caps to the Lowell police.
Lowell Police are doing a phenomenal job on it. It's an extremely difficult issue, and I've seen them one-on-one confrontation, where a homeless may say, where do I go? Police officer, I can't tell you where to go. I can tell you where you can't go. This is private property. You can't. This is city property. You can't stay here. Along with giving them services, though. Here are options, okay?
Yeah.
But, you know, they need to want to help themselves. You know,
Well, I
it's a long-
think that the
you know.
manager, and again, we'll debate a lot more after the election. The manager falls down on his duty where he doesn't demand from our not-for-profits an end game. The shelter has no end game. They just don't.
Well,
St. Paul's Kitchen, nice people over at the Elliott Church. They don't have an end game.
no, there was a meeting about their cleanup, about doing a better job over there. They're getting the message, McD. We cannot, they don't work for the city. They're nonprofits. They
They're
own the
gonna be
property.
They're going to be feeding the hungry
Yeah.
until the sun burns out, unless you say, you know what, we're going to feed you 30 times. And we got to get you a job, we got to get you a better life, and if you don't want to do that, we're not going to serve you free food anymore.
Well, what
Right.
happened to
What
the
do you want them to do,
shelter?
starve? Yeah.
Yeah. These nonprofits aren't going to do it. I know what you're saying, and
Well, why would they if you keep giving them more money every
I know,
year?
they're getting, right.
Regardless.
Yep.
I thought the shelter at one
But
time.
but look, we got the strongest encampment ordinance, one of the strongest in the Commonwealth. Okay, we're not tolerating encampments near schools, on public property, if someone, and the police can enforce private property too when they get the appropriate calls. But, you know, the idea is to provide services, which we do, but nonetheless, if you come to Lowell and you're just, you know, see what it has to offer, you don't want to take any incentive, then maybe this isn't the city for you. It's that simple. We're going to do what we can, work with the nonprofits that we have, offer services, absolutely. We still have a role to play for this population, but nonetheless, you need to want to help yourself too. That's my attitude.
So the shelter doesn't do, like Bob Cox and the Bridge Club, they take individuals and they help them get jobs.
I think
Yeah.
Bob's coming next week.
That's a lot of reentry. That
Yeah.
seems to be their
Now,
specialty,
the
yeah.
shelter, at one time, had
Yeah.
housing that when they were taking
There's
people.
no end game, Linda.
Wasn't there at one
There's no
time
end game.
Right.
that they were trying to get people placed and,
I mean, they'll kick you out of your apartment, your free apartment after a while, but there's no end. You go back downstairs, sit out front all day, there's no end game. Will the UN impose their laws on us once we take their money?
No, okay, now, the finances of this situation are still being worked out, okay? No, we're not subject to their laws, no. Where a pool of money, I don't know if it's going to be a World Bank or a local, I don't know how exactly it's going to work, but the idea is to provide developers with a very low interest rate. Now, in other words, you want to do a commercial project, there's very little development going on unless you get state subsidies. And that's the whole entire Commonwealth, okay? Even in Boston, you don't see the cranes in the air that you once did. Very rare. So without a state subsidy, it's tough to do an affordable housing plan. You're going to need about 25, 30% at least, which equates to a $60 million project. You're going to need 15, 20 million from the state just to make it work. Because of the interest rate. Now, we all know the mortgage rates are still high, right? 6, 7%, give or take. Well, the commercial rate is far higher than that, 10, 11, 12, okay? So if we can narrow that down to 2 or 3%, that makes all the difference in the world to developers. So that's the idea, to provide low-interest money while, you know, providing amenities for them too, okay? To make it want to be a desirable community, desirable neighborhood. So that's more or less the concept, more to come. It's the financing is in its infancy right now, so, but nonetheless, it's all about the proper financing to make these projects work. Developers do need to make money, and no, we're not going to be subject to UN laws, but,
well, there have to be, if you're building housing and
Come on, just hold that thought. Until the individual wants help, the city can only do so much, unfortunately. My gripe is,
more or less just said that, right.
we should
Yep.
not be feeding these people, these are my words, not anybody else's,
Yep.
perpetually. As long as you show up here, we're gonna feed you. No, 30 days, that's it. You're not helping these people by just feed them every day. You're not. That's my take.
Well, that is just like the Elliott Church across. They just, see, I don't think they necessarily provide social workers. I'm not saying I agree with this, but they're just putting plates on to people, that's all. They're not following up the individuals. They see somebody in front of them, they give them a meal. But yes, there should be more, supervision of this. I don't agree with, I don't disagree with you. There absolutely should be more supervision with these individuals. What are you trying to do to help yourself? And these social workers that I spoke to a few, you need to send them, the state is, everybody talks about the federal level, federal cuts, yes. It's even worse on a state level. It's as bad or worse. So, social workers to say, look, funding is in doubt. We don't know, you need to help yourself the best you can. Granted, mental health plays a role with a lot of these people, right? Which should be in a facility that can take care of them. But there should be more pressure applied to these individuals to help themselves, because funding in the future is no guarantee.
Yeah.
And there are people behind you as well, okay? So, McDee, I don't disagree with the texter, your philosophy, but it's a very convoluted issue, for sure.
I'll read this text to you guys. It says, the whole Lowell City Council always gives 110% effort to improve the city, and everyone lives in the citizenry. Not only with what they have done, but what they continue to do. These very challenging times require experience, knowledgeable, and proven leadership. The city is continuing on its very productive and successful path. Most respectfully, Lowell voters, please vote and re-elect the team. Best of luck, Cory Belanger. Councilor Belanger.
Thank you very much.
That's a very nice.
That's a very nice compliment. It's great to hear. Thank you. The team, myself and my team, my colleagues are working very hard. And yes, it's exciting times. Despite the challenges that we face that are looming, we got some very, very good things on the horizon. So it's an exciting time. And yes, we're going to need experienced leadership going forward. There's no two ways about it. There's a full understanding of all the facets in government, full knowledge of budgets, and as well as the issues we face going forward.
That was from Jeannie Balker. She forgot to sign her name.
Oh, okay, I was going to say, well, thank you, Jeannie. I appreciate your compliment, and I am available anytime to hear your concerns or issues you may have. I'm always open, always willing to meet with constituents as well. I enjoy it. I always rather meet than talk. You want the truth. But thank you again for the compliment, and the team we're doing great, and the whole team should stay intact. There's no doubt about it.
They talk about the amenities, and, I keep hearing over and over that, we have to build more housing, we need more housing. But you also need, you're talking about the amenities, people, you get them into the housing, and then they need hairdressers, they need markets, they need butchers,
Right.
they need,
Yep.
barbers, they need all that would help put people to work as well.
That's right.
They give them their own little businesses and
Yeah.
things like that.
Yeah.
And that's going to be a success if you can get
Right.
them to do that. But the builders always say, oh yeah, we're going to put commercial on the first floor, and it never seems to materialize.
Well, it's going to be our criteria, not theirs.
Linda and I talked
We're
about
going to
this.
provide you low-interest money. You're going to do what we ask you.
We talked about this a little bit before
Yeah.
Cory came around 6, that somehow the state finds the money when it comes to migrants. Jay's right. And the state won't find the money for the lawyers to defend people, so we're letting people off scot-free into Lowell Courthouse. It's just
Yep,
not right.
just what we need in the city.
Thank
Yeah,
you,
I know.
Colleen Gary.
Yeah, unbelievable, yeah.
Thank you, Vanna Howard.
Well, that's something the
Did
governor
Colleen
has
vote
to
for
live
that?
with.
The state legislature has
Well-
not made time to give them a raise.
Okay, but
Per
did she,
Channel
how
5
did she
News,
vote?
per Channel 5 News this morning.
Oh, because she tends to not vote
We're on vacation.
with
On-
the
on
majority.
We're out for summer. on summer vacay.
Well,
And they shouldn't have been recessed with this issue looming.
no.
Speaker should have never let them go. How do you, now defendants are being released, right?
Right.
Just
People
what
who-
we need in the
Well,
city.
the-
We don't have enough problems.
I hate to say it, but the court system in Massachusetts has been a disaster.
Oh, Jesus.
For so long.
Don't get me going.
You were,
Don't get me going.
you worked in a
Yep.
department that, it's,
Yep.
you're chasing your tail all the time, and for what? Because it's the court system, it's the judges.
Revolving door.
That, I
Yep.
look at, Dan is a probation officer, and
Yep.
When you see Tara Hong, ask him, hey, Tara, what's going on? Why won't you give these people a raise? Same thing with Rodney Elliott.
It's the
Eddie
neighborhood.
Kennedy, why didn't we give these
It's your
people a raise?
community, it's a safety issue.
They're grossly underpaid, even to
I
like New
don't
Hampshire. It's like half of
understand.
what New Hampshire pays.
I don't understand.
I mean,
people-
are you
this
kidding me?
whole concept of
I know.
people not supporting ICE or the police. Don't you want your community? Certainly don't want my granddaughter around.
Well, also, the lawyers themselves have a lousy association.
Or,
The lawyers.
they're their own
Yeah.
worst enemy.
The lawyers, they should have an association that looks after them and pinches the state, say, hey, we demand more money. They should not come to this. They have a lousy association, and they're getting the mess that they built for themselves. It's sad, but it's not right that they're letting criminals walk today.
No. No.
That's completely off our topic today. We're supposed to be talking Lowell stuff.
Yes,
so.
we're talking about the Lowell Folk Festival and what's going to be happening, and it's unfortunate that they didn't get to come to see the festival.
I know, yeah, the timing would have been nice, yeah.
Yeah,
Would have been nice
it
to
would
have
have
them here,
been,
yeah. But,
But maybe it would have been too overwhelming, and you wouldn't have been able to give the attention to
yeah, it would have
them.
been tough to navigate, but,
The-
but nonetheless, we're sold, again, after that link with the university, the link project demonstration.
Now, what's the
they're
status of
sold.
that on the link? Where are they?
Well, they're still, the planning stages is pretty much done. They've identified parcels for development, recruited companies, Linda.
Okay.
Now we just got to get going with development, okay, which they plan within, there's going to be a groundbreaking, I think about 6 to 8 months on the first building.
Okay.
So, well, again, it's going to be housing, retail, companies, a lot of research and development and technology.
Yeah.
All right? So we're going to be Cambridge West in 5 to 10 years.
That's
There's no doubt
lovely.
in my mind. And the tax revenue that's going to come from that is going to be enormous, and we're going to need it.
Yeah.
Trust me when I
Oh,
say
yeah.
that. Well, our debt service, I am horrified the amount of money we keep borrowing for projects and stuff that need to happen. Okay, we're moving forward, but we're borrowing a lot of money to do it.
Well, they're taking the lead from the feds. The feds have done the same thing. They
Yeah.
just keep, as John has constantly said, they keep printing more money, and with the debt is ridiculous.
Right.
You can't keep going on like this.
Well, that's
It's
when you
gonna
happens, when you
self-destruct.
put somebody in Congress or in the U.S. Senate who's never served on a local level, which happens all the time.
Yeah.
Disaster.
They don't even
Disaster.
come here.
They have no concept of money. It's amazing.
Yeah. Well,
So
no.
that's what happened when they got no concept of finances. Never ran a business, never cut a paycheck, never served on a local level. It's just like, yeah, rubber stamp everything.
Well, I don't mean to pat you on the back, but the fact that you were on the Board of Appeals and you have been, you're on the opiate commission, you've stayed involved, and you've been
Yep.
on the grassroots. You know,
Absolutely.
you got your hands dirty in all those committees, which is hard. That's the, conservation, doing planning, doing these different committees. That's,
Well,
Board of Appeals is a big
It
one.
puts me in the best position for election that I'm in right now.
Yeah.
All right, because I believe I'm the clear-cut candidate, based on this experience and knowledge from serving for nearly 25 years. And that's,
Now, the
so-
Board of Appeals, what will happen with them, with the ADAs and
ADUs, right, yeah.
ADUs rather?
That's not so much under their purview
I know.
locally, but let's talk, I'm glad you mentioned this because in order to, there's a movement to create housing, right? We all know
Yeah.
what a housing, but single-family zoning is basically under attack, where ADUs, right?
Yeah,
We did not support in the district, okay? I was a candidate at the time, but largely the district, I was a candidate, but I did not support ADUs. Maura Healy came in February of this year, it's official, overrode us, okay? There's, what was the bill by a couple of our representatives? God's in my backyard, where churches can build indiscriminately on their property. Go up in housing, not necessarily no number on amount of units, no parking. It's absolutely ridiculous. It's called God's in my backyard. Ridiculous, okay? So we made a motion not to support this, because it's going to affect single-family zoning, single-family neighborhoods like mine.
Yeah.
There's this other housing initiatives that are looking to, go after single-family and make it multifamily in some areas.
Yeah.
Okay, and I'm not going to stand for it. So it's all about protecting, preserving my district, and make sure single-family zoning is not touched, and I will make sure of that if
That's a
elected.
tough one, because once you let it start,
That's right.
you can't just say,
It all started with the ADU. It's trying to domino effect from there.
yeah.
So no, we're doing more than our fair share. Lowell has already 3-4 times the required amount by law of affordable housing. We are doing our fair share. But to go after...
That's the thing, but
to
we've
try-
made up,
Yeah, you're coming along there too. But as far as allowing multifamily and single-family zoning, certainly not.
well,
That's a-
the minute
I'm
you
a
lose your
no.
neighborhoods.
That's right.
You've
right.
lost the whole fabric of your community.
Yep, absolutely.
Two businesses that Demoulas is having their little family feud,
Yes, I see.
and it's not, these are my words, nobody else's, that not going in a good direction.
No.
No,
And the new bank that bought Enterprise, I forget what their name is. A
Rockland Trust.
Yeah.
lot of people looking over their shoulder.
A
for
major
Enterprise.
folk festival sponsorship, though, so we thank Rockland Trust, who bought Enterprise. They are a major sponsor in the folk festival, so I'd
But
like
it's
to...
changed the whole concept of, hasn't it, of the Enterprise Bank?
It's a good
Well,
first step.
It's a name change, yeah, but
Good
they,
first
they,
step.
they obviously have a commitment to the community with a sponsorship level that they did for the folk festival, so we thank them and give them a warm welcome to Lowell.
Are any of the players, the original players of the Enterprise Bank, still involved at all?
Original? That's,
You know,
so it's 25 years old now, Linda, that's a good
Well,
question, but
but it
it
was-
might be.
I don't know,
But it looks like they're going to continue that community involvement that Enterprise was always did, so that's good to see.
What committees or groups you have that are interested in the expansion of business downtown? And
Well, we got at DPD, we got a downtown coordinator. You know, there really is no downtown business community. That's a good question. You know, these businesses need to unite.
yes, that's what I'm getting at.
Right, and there's really not a lot of unification there. I'm surprised as a former businessman, I know them all. No one's called me, on this, for that, and I don't know why. I'd be fighting like hell for free parking at night.
Yes.
And, things need to change. The culture needs to change. So that.
What's the parking in Lowell? There's no street parking, right?
Well, Linda, the greed of the city administration, you have to pay until 8 p.m.
Yeah, that's a kicker.
Yep,
It's just greed.
well, the council voted for that
Okay, the council's greed.
prior to, well, it's, the parking enterprise runs a deficit of about 2 to 3 million per year. So
How
that
many
was the way,
administrators- how
but I
many-
don't agree with it. I don't know. Look you want to increase revenue, we gotta develop and create some more housing. Get people in those garages, create businesses, get people in those garages. That's what we need to do.
Well,
Not-
people are not in the garages?
Not go after tourists coming in at night.
Homeland ADU are going to be a can of worms.
Yes.
And the last.
Not while Cory Belanger's in office.
Great show today. Good luck, Cory Belanger. Experience matters. Enjoy the folk feast.
That's a good one, right, because yes, it is, all right.
Thanks.
Thank you, yes, and lastly, I'll finish, take a few minutes to talk about my candidacy. I don't know, Mickey, how long is it before candidates can't come on?
Oh, we're public access, we can have you 48 hours before the election.
Oh, really? Okay, so I can still come on again. Excellent,
Yep.
excellent.
Oh,
Okay,
well,
all right, well, I'll be on a few more times before the election,
Yep,
but...
always look forward to it.
But my message is going to be clear and consistent that this city faces some serious challenges that are looming. We're going to need experienced leadership going forward, someone with a great understanding in all the facets in government. As I have served in the Board of Appeals, opioid task force, various other boards and committees that I've served on a volunteer and appointed basis, that's given me a great understanding of all the facets in government. Knowing the ins and outs of budgets, as well as the financial issues that are looming, I've got a great handle on all of this and know what needs to get done. So not only to deliver for the constituents in my district, but I have city-wide initiatives too, as I alluded to earlier, about increasing the tax base, which has to happen and is going to happen. So these are things that I want to focus on if elected. I've done a lot in the district in just over 12 months, okay? Give me a full term or two and see what I can do. So this experienced leadership is going to benefit you, the taxpayer, the homeowner. So I would ask for your vote in the primary on September 9th. And we're going to need experience going forward, Linda. And you're going to hear this on a consistent basis in the coming debates. Again, we're going to need it.
Well, and anybody that owns a business, I'd recommend you contact Corey.
Also, maybe not raise the price of parking during events.
I agree. We're gouging on special events. We can ill afford, we got little tourism as it is. We can ill afford to gouge people who are more, you come back to your event, back to your vehicle, whether it's a dinner, an event, to a ticket, you're probably not coming back.
Right.
So I don't agree with it. I don't agree with it at all. So that's something I'm going to be taking up in the very near future.
Tomorrow City Life, Evelyn Thorne's going to be here, Bob Hoey's going to be here, Sam Chase, and Sidney Lang for City Council. He's tomorrow City. Time is short, Lynn. We only got 4 minutes
Well, let
left.
me just ask you about the parking. What are the fees?
Sometimes a special event rate, it could be $10, $15.
Well, we've got the folk festival. What's it gonna be?
Yeah.
The
look at
garages will charge, I think it's $20 or 20, yeah. The parking's not free, Linda, I know, as much as,
Okay,
you know,
just curious
yeah.
to people, so
Yeah.
they have a heads up.
But hey, if you know Lowell well, park on the outskirts, near the Olympia, say, grab a meter up there.
Yeah.
You gotta walk, you get distance, but, it's all about
Take
convenience.
the bus.
Or
It's
Uber,
free.
take the bus, there
Take
you
the
go.
bus.
The
It's
bus
free.
is free.
How soon I forget, right, the buses are free, you can Uber down, get dropped off, whatever, local taxi.
If
But
you're
yeah,
on
the
Bown
parking is
Street or
pretty
you're on
considerable.
Route 38, you see LRTA bus, wave at the bus driver. You don't have to be at the bus stop. Wave at the bus driver. He or she will pull over, pick you up, and bring you to the
Yeah.
Lowell Folk Festival for free.
Yep.
Well, it can't be that. Even in the towns, they go out to Drake it.
Well, maybe we could shuttle them from right here from
Same
McDonough
thought.
Funeral Home, Linda.
There you go. Right across the street, there's a
Yeah.
bus stop right across the street. Just wave at the bus.
Yep.
Happy to drive you around.
But,
Corey, great show, great
Thank
information.
you, very, and to
Appreciate
my
it.
constituents in Belvedere and the citywide, it's been an honor and a pleasure to serve you. I've gotten you results, and let me tell you, no one can say I haven't got back to them or called them back. I've yet to hear that, and you will not hear it. So, looking forward to serving you again in another term, hopefully, and I can't wait to canvass in your neighborhood, as I've already begun, and speak to you about the issues, what concerns you. And we all know, look, I had a town hall, the first ever with this new district, as you talked about, Linda, this new district representation. I was the first one to host a town hall. And it went tremendous. And you can't prepare for that. You don't know what, you're going to get bombarded with questions.
What
You-
surprises did you get?
Really none. Really none. It was all about the issues. It was all business, McD, in my constituents, and I tried to follow through with a few of them things. Not everything works, so people ask for this. Not everything I can make happen, but nonetheless, we're sure as hell going to try. I know that.
Well, I hope to see everybody at the folk festival.
Yes, please come down, everyone.
It's gonna be nice weather.
It's important you come
Take the
down.
bus,
Yep.
free.
There's all sorts of transportation to get down there this weekend. The
Yeah.
weather looks going to be hot, but it's July, right?
Yeah, it's gonna be
So
nice.
come down, enjoy, eat, drink.
Saturday is supposed to be a lovely day, I think.
Yeah, a little
Not-
bit. Temperature's going to drop. It's going to be humid, but
Not as
That's all
bad
for
as,
a while, so.
Friday's gonna be a tough one, I
yep.
think.
So
So
see-
you all will kick it off at City Hall.
City Hall, 6 p.m. parade kicks it all off, and it ends at Sunday at 6 PM. So come on down, everybody.
Yeah,
Hope to see you, please.
it should be a good time. Stay
Yep,
active.
you can't miss. You come down, you can't miss. So thank you again, everybody, and to the viewers, thank you for watching this morning. Great to be with you.
Yeah, thank you for getting up, coming in.
Anytime.
See you tomorrow.
Bye-bye.
Yep.
See you at the festival.